These images you're seeing are of another fire in Valencia County today. This one just minutes away from the Desert Willow Complex fires. But the Valencia County Fire Department says that this new brush fire near Highway 47 and El Cerro Loop is not related to the destructive wildfires in Los Lunas. Crews were able to get this new fire under control. But taking a live look at Los Lunas right now over that Desert Willow Complex, we can see crews on scene. It is made up of the Cotton 1 and Cotton 2 fires. And in the past half hour, New Mexico's Forestry Division says the Cotton 1 fire is now 20% contained. Cotton 2 is still 0% contained. Getting a nice pan here of some of the destruction that has already happened there. Buildings, a lot of structures have been destroyed so far in this fire from over the weekend. We'll go back out live when we can. These fires have burned more than 260 acres. That number fortunately hasn't moved up since yesterday. Both fires are just 1.5 miles apart from each other. Firefighters, as we saw, back out today working on those containment lines, but 13 firefighters were injured over the weekend, though they have all been released now. No residents have been hurt. Investigators tell us that someone started both of these fires. The state fire marshal is investigating whether it was an accident or on purpose. So if you saw anything suspicious by the Bosque or Carson Park area over the weekend, contact local law enforcement. 1,300 residents are impacted by those fires. Dozens have already been evacuated. People who live east of the Rio Grande and south of Forgotten Promise evacuated yesterday. Officials are urging anyone still there to leave and take your animals. An evacuation center is set up at Daniel Fernandez Rec Center. And for more than a dozen families, it is their only option right now. Alika Medina spoke to some of the residents whose homes were destroyed.
The fire hopping, it was hopping tree to tree. It was hopping to the driest places. It was really, really fast.
Andrea Sanchez says she made a quick trip to Walgreens. Little did she know in the 10 minutes she was gone, she would lose her home.
There was these little boys that were trying to help me put out the fire in my backyard with the fire hose, and it was too fast. We had to leave. We left really, really fast.
Others in the neighborhood didn't know what was going on until they got a knock at the door.
So I go in my house and I grab a black, trash bag, and I start putting clothes in, and I'm barely on my second thing, and all of a sudden I hear boom, 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 get out now, get out now. We literally had like 10 minutes after that just to go. I didn't get anything. I was freaking out. I was like, just looking around. I didn't know what to do.
That's when Michelle Armijo noticed she forgot her phone.
By the time I ran back in my phone, my room was already filled with white smoke.
She says she got far enough to see with her own eyes. Her home was no longer there.
I was thinking, it's not going to hit me. It's not. Even when I seen that white smoke, I kept thinking, no. And I went and, like everybody else, I stood at the sidelines and watched. And I literally saw my house in flames, but I kept saying, that's not my house.
Felicia Cantu says she had been living in her home for 3 months with her 5 children.
I do have a camera outside, so I turned it on to watch it. I just see firefighters running to my house, then a fire truck, and I could just hear them, it's in the back, get the back, turn it out, and then my camera went out.
Cantu says in that moment, she knew they lost everything.
All the homes are burnt to the ground. Everything inside, we did stop and look this morning, and it's completely gone. Everything we own, it's just gone.
Alika Medina, KOB4.
Just devastating there. One thing we do want to note, though, a spokesperson for the village of Los Lunas says if they're not accepting donations for the evacuation center right now because they have more than they can even store and give away. If you do want to give, there is a form that village leaders put on social media that you can fill out, and you can donate when things are needed. We have that link at KOB.com.
So we have had fires that are going through the Bosque right now, and with this dry weather and this really low humidity, these fires are going to just start very quickly. So we're asking the public, if you see something, please say something.
And that's exactly what one person did on Saturday after seeing this fire in the Bosque near Alameda and the Rio Grande. APD says someone called the fire in and told police about a possible suspect. And a short time later, officers arrested this man, Sean Taylor. He's charged with arson. APD is now investigating whether Taylor may be connected to other recent fires in the area. Now to the fires burning down south near Silver City. The Trout Fire is 22% contained, sitting at just over 46,000 acres. Southwest Area Command says crews are gaining ground as they reinforce containment lines on that. The evacuation center is still set up, though, at the Grant County Convention Center. Meanwhile, the Buck Fire in Catron County is 88% contained. That has been burning since June 11th and has charred nearly 58,000 acres. It was caused by lightning. So we have Amanda here with some of the details on when we can get a good downpour.
Yeah, we really don't have to wait too long, only just about a day or so to see some of those monsoonal rains. So let's go ahead and just at least get a start of, let's get that look at the fire near Los Lunas now. It's 89 degrees out. Notice there's really not a whole lot of wind out there, and notice that humidity is very low. So really what we're not expecting too much of is relief, at least for today. Some places, though, will definitely get to see some of that relief as they go through the rest of the day today. But we're also still monitoring the smoke, of course, from that Trout Fire down to the south and southwest, where you may still notice some of those hazy skies as you step outside for lunch this afternoon. And when we go through the southeastern portions of New Mexico, there is that flash flood watch in effect from now through later this evening, and we're going to continue to see that as we go through the next couple of days. So stick around here. We'll get you a full forecast of who across the state will see some of that rain and when we may see the end of it as well.
Amanda, thank you. Wildfires are not the only natural disaster threatening New Mexico right now. As she mentioned, it is monsoon season. Dangers come with that. The State Department of Homeland Security is getting ready for that potential for massive flooding. Swiftwater teams are set up across the state in communities that are forecasted to experience burn scar flooding. So the state wants to remind you, if you are told to evacuate, do it, and do not walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters.
Just have situational awareness, understand your surroundings. If you're in a low spot and it starts to rain, move to a higher ground, move to one of these areas that we've provided through the rain map, through other sources as well.
An eyewitness sent us this video of crews using bulldozers at Ruidoso Downs to get ready for the possibility of more flooding this week, because this is what can happen there. We just saw it last week, the same eyewitness taking that video when a fast-moving storm hit Ruidoso, and more rain is on the way.